What is up, everybody? Welcome back to the HVAC Uncensored Podcast. You guys know that I like to start the podcast off always by showing love to those companies that help make this podcast possible. First, I'm going to start this one off. It's actually going to be, this is not a sponsor. It is just a friend of the podcast. So I want to make that clear. But I love what these guys are doing. I know them personally, and we will get to that here in a second. I'm actually, if you see the shirt, my friends over at Solder Weld, Mr. Lance. Guys, Solder Weld is a family-owned and operated organization. They opened the doors back in August of 2016 after extensive work in creating and manufacturing some of the most unique products in HVAC, plumbing, refrigeration, automotive, auto body, off-road, and overlanding markets. It is important to them, as it is to us, that their products are manufactured in the US of A, and they are proud to provide some of the most widely used products for aluminum repair, multi-metal bonding, heat absorption, and flame resistance. Standing apart from the competition is their number one goal there at Solder Weld. They are consistently updating their products, offering to bring new and innovative products to the market with the same style, class, and reliability for which they are well known for. Their customers stand behind Solder Weld with pride because they are the focus in making their jobs easier. They are focused in making their jobs easier, safer, quicker, and cleaner. They know they are distinguished in a level of customer service that Solder Weld provides. Their relationship with their customers is especially important to them, and they consider their supporters to be an extended part of their Solder Weld family, and they always will take care of their family. So guys, shout out to Solder Weld. If you don't know what they do, man, a lot of us now with these aluminum coils, it's replace it. Oh, it's leaking, replace it. And I'm not saying some that you shouldn't replace. That's not what I'm saying. But we can fix some of these things. Now we can give customers more options. And I always say, give customers options. Let the customer do what they want to do. And some of the solders and different things that they make are amazing. They're flame resistant. It's like a magnetic flame resistant thing that you snap on around pipes. It's fucking amazing. I'm going to get one here. Hopefully, I'll talk to Lance, buy one, whatever. They give it to me, great. If not, I'll buy it because I love to support people like that and what they're doing. And the other thing that is awesome, if you guys do not know, I think it's been about a month ago now. My buddy Ben Poole from HVAC Tactical was on the podcast, and Ben Poole and Lance from Solder Weld, as well as some other companies like Subco, but I know Subco and Solder Weld are the two biggest companies involved in it, are putting on the HVAC Tactical Awards for technicians. It's the second annual. It's the first one live. I will be there. AHR 2022 in Las Vegas. It is the Sunday before. I'm pretty sure all the live tickets are sold out, but they are still selling live stream spots. You guys can watch it, live stream it. It's an awesome experience. First thing of its kind. Most of these award ceremonies you hear, it's all for sales, the guys selling millions of dollars every year. And that's cool that they have them, but creating something like this for technicians, I think is fucking awesome. It is a brilliant idea. Awesome people involved between Ben, Lance, and the people at Subco. So another thing that just shows, that they're innovators and what they're doing for this industry. I think it's fucking amazing. Congrats to those guys. I am so happy to be a part of it and just be there and experience it because it's going to be a blast. I cannot wait. I'm pretty sure if you look up HVAC Tactical or Solder Weld, you should be able to find out how to purchase those live stream tickets. I suggest that you do, man. It's a good time. Go on there. If you haven't, I don't know when the polling closes, but you can nominate people that you think should win an award. The people can be there live. They don't have to be live. They'll get mailed their award. It's like an awesome gold coin that they get. It's pretty sweet what they're doing, man. So, awesome thing. So next time you're in the supply house, ask them check out Solder Weld, some of their products. Go find them on all their social media sites. Instagram, Facebook, all that. Give them a follow, doing really, really awesome things, and tell them your buddy over at HVAC sent you. All right. That would be Lance, who is the CEO and owner of that place. Awesome dude. Can't wait to see you in Vegas, Lance. All right. My next one, you guys know, is going to be my tried and true. I love this company. I love everything they stand for. That's why I read them every week. And maybe I shouldn't do it every week, but I do because I love this company so much. And that is... my friends over at Yellow Jacket. And when I read this, I'm going to bring up two things about both of these companies that I'm reading that makes me love them so much. So more than 70 years ago, Jack Ritchie set a goal for Ritchie Engineering to become the standard in which all other HVAC hoses are measured. In the last 7 decades, the Yellow Jacket brand has not only become the standard in hoses, tools, refrigeration gauges, manifolds, HVAC vacuum pumps, and refrigerant recovery machines, it's become legendary. How have they done that? Through an unwavering commitment to excellence. It's the single most important attribute in the longevity of the company. While other companies sold out, sent work overseas, or lessened quality, the relentlessness commitment of their people has led to over 70 years of best-in-class products, first-class customer service, and innovations that make the contractor's job easier worldwide. That's us, people. Let's join Yellow Jacket in the next 70 years as they commit to changing the standard once again. Did you hear what they say? They didn't send work overseas. They make their stuff here in the US of A. Guys, that means a lot, especially in the time that we're in. Hey, we all love Walmart. You know, Walmart's great. I get it. My family shops there. You know, I hate what they stand for sometimes, but you can go there and get what you need at an affordable cost. The times we're living in now, you got to get what you can get, your bang for your buck. But you can't have, everybody says, oh, I want American made stuff made in the USA. It doesn't mean as much as it used to. Well, technically it should mean more because it's harder to find, so you have places doing like this that they could very easily be shipping shit overseas, cutting a deal, making more profit on what they're doing. Maybe the quality goes down a little bit, but they can still sell the product, especially now if they got you hooked. They got you in. You're going to buy it. Maybe you don't know the difference because they sold the name, but they don't. They take pride in what they're doing in their products, and they make them all right here in the United States. And I think that is fucking awesome. And both of these companies should be applauded for that. So we're going to give them a little... But all serious, they should be applauded because that is awesome. That's why I love standing by these companies. Like I said, Solderweld is not a sponsor. Not yet, Lance. It's like, no, they're just friends. I support what they do regardless of whether they pay me or not. You guys should know that. Solderweld is awesome. You guys should definitely support them. And my friends over at Yellow Jacket. If you guys are looking to buy some new tools, all I ask that you check out Yellow Jacket. Go to your local supply house, see what they have to offer, and maybe one of their items, vacuum pump, gauges, this, which we're going to give away here soon. The new wide jack wireless vacuum gauge is very, very nice. Check it out. Give them a try. Their customer service is amazing. You can listen on previous podcasts where I said about one of the guys that works for me, bought gauges from them, had an issue with them. I got him to call like he was a regular person, didn't use my connections at all, and they handled it like that. It was amazing. So yeah, they just proved everything that I already knew. So yes, Solderweld and Yellow Jacket. Remember, 70 years of expertise built into every tool. All right, guys, got a great show for you tonight. Let's get on with it. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. God bless the United States, and thank you to all those men and women who defend it.
Five, four, three, two, one, go!
If you're trying to take your HVAC game to the next level, then buckle your seatbelt, crank up the volume, and try not to be offended. Because you're listening to the HVAC Uncensored Podcast with Gil Cavey and Kelly McKay. Now, here's Gil and Kelly.
What is up, everybody? Welcome back to the HVAC Uncensored Podcast. I'm your host, Gil KV Jr. Thanks for coming back. I appreciate you. Happy to be here another week. December, the fat man is coming. Just so you guys know, I'm recording this December 15th. Podcast should have went out this past Monday, and I recorded one for you. I'm going to try to do it just as good, hopefully better tonight. And I redid. So when I record this, I have audio stuff going and video. So I try to record it all in one with the hopes of putting the video podcast out, which sometimes it doesn't happen. Okay. Get off my back. I got shit to do. But no, that's in the hopes. Well, something in that did not record the audio. So I was all pumped. I was like, shit, I got to go get it. I was already running late. I won't lie. I'll get into a few reasons just so you guys know what's up with me. And yeah, I went to edit it and hit play, and I'm like, I don't hear anything. That's not good. And I was on my MacBook, so I came back down to the studio to check the file that I sent, sent to my MacBook to edit. And I was like, fuck, what happened? And then I realized, damn. So it is what it is. It's one of those things. I'm not going to sweat it, but I do want to remake this and get it out. So I'm going to release this ASAP. And we'll still have the podcast, next Monday. I'm not gonna skip a week. If I have to put out 2 back to back, I will not skip. Got some awesome guests lined up here soon, but yeah, it's been crazy, man. It's been busy. So last week, we had our company Christmas party at Beltway, which was awesome. Some of you guys, if you're friends with me on Facebook, you saw the pictures. I took my son. My wife stayed home with the other kids. She wasn't feeling good enough to go out, but it was an awesome time, man. I really do love my Beltway family, dude. We have awesome people, and it just makes going to work fun. It really, really is. And we had such a good time. It was at Dave & Buster's. I'm pretty sure most of you know what that is. I'm pretty sure that's all over the place. If you don't, it's like a game, billiards, bowling, food, all that kind of stuff. But we had a private VIP room in the back with pool tables already in there, drinks. So we were having some drinks, some delicious food, played all the games together, walking around, shot some pool. Like, it was a really, really good time to just take a load off and just hang out with everybody as part of the team. And then my son was showing off how hard he can throw on the little pitch thing. And some of the younger kids that work for us are like, oh my God. I'm like, dude, stop showing off for these kids, you fucking douchebag. But no, it was a really good time. But the next day, Thursday, my oldest son had surgery. And that's what really tied me up all weekend. So I really couldn't get to edit. And then having the issue with no fucking sound was like, well, alrighty then. But you know what I mean? Shit happens. You keep rolling with the fucking punches. You don't let it get you down. It's just like we have with life, stuff happens. You have bad days, good days. It is what it is, man. You just keep fucking rolling. Hope all you guys are doing good out there. You guys are getting ready for Christmas. If you got kiddos, hopefully Santa's going to bring them whatever they want, to make them happy when they wake up Christmas morning. I know it's a struggle sometimes, and trying to find things and pay for this shit gets hard. One piece of advice, somebody has 4 kids. Some of people are older than me, so I should be taking advice from you. But one piece of advice that's been passed down to me that I take is, me and my wife used to go all out for Christmas. And not saying that we don't, but we brought it back a notch. Like, I know some people that they literally go in credit card debt for Christmas. They're paying off credit cards all year just to rack them up for Christmas. Me and my wife, we set a budget on certain kids to an extent. And, the fact that it is 4 kids, we do spend a little bit of money, but we're not going nuts. I'm not going in debt. I'm not racking up credit cards. We'll just buy shit. And if we can't get it, then the kids don't need it. We take care of our kids all year long, not just on Christmas. So I don't feel obligated to go fucking bonkers. I want them to have a good day. Of course, as a parent, I want them to have a happy day, but I also want them to know what Christmas is about, what it's for, and not to get into religious terms, and I won't. You guys know what Christmas is. And that's what I want them to realize. Because one thing I can say about me, looking back, as I've gotten older, a little bit wiser, some of the best Christmases that I remember, it's about something that I've given to someone else, not something that I received. You know, maybe when I became older, like, when I was little, you get that bike or that video game system. But as I became a man, or like late teens, 20s, and up till now, I remember times that I gave somebody something. You know, I gave my mom a present, my dad a present, my wife a present. I remember that year I got my son this, you know what I mean? Like that kind of stuff. That's the stuff I remember. It means more to give than it does to receive. Sounds cliche, but it's the truth. At least it is for me. So anyway, let's try to get on with this show, man. So guys, I'm calling this, and I've had this conversation with a few people here recently, so I thought it would be a good topic to have with you guys. And it is the evolution of a tech and how you should evolve in your career. Kind of the stages of when you start out, as you go through, how you develop, and how you get to those final stages, what your end game is, because we all should have an end game, and we'll get into that. So you guys starting out, whether you're coming from a trade school, you just happen to get a job and you got in the field and you're just working your way up in the ranks, a family member, however you got into the trade. I won't talk about trade school and stuff like that. And unless you can look back on other podcasts when it was still me and Kelly, we've done multiple podcasts talking about that topic. Go back and listen to those. If you want more information, let me know. I can do another podcast, but I'm not going to go in depth on that here, because that's really is almost a whole podcast itself. So once you get into the trade, guys, and especially applying for your first job, and this is one piece of tip that I can give to all of you, that things that I look at when I hire people at my company is you have to be on time. All right. If you cannot be on time to that interview, I rather a person reschedule than to show up late. Because I'm just telling you, to me, when you show up late, it means that my time's not important. So if you show up late to the interview, I almost have to think that you're going to be late to every job that I send you on. You know, and I'm not like a stickler. Like when the guys come in, they can start their day. We have a certain time frame. You know, they got to be at their first call by 9 at the latest. Not saying I want them to be there, but you know, if they have one day that they want to sleep in a little bit, I don't care. You know, we have good people. They're all grown men. You know, most of them don't. They start early, but if there's one day they want to start a little bit later, it's fine. They just know they're going to work a little later. You know, it's fine. But when you're starting out, you have to show that you care about what you're doing. You respect the opportunity that you're being given, and you have to be on time, man. You have to. It's that first impression that you cannot make. You don't get a second chance at it. So make sure you are on time to the interview. Please, please, please. And when you're there, like with me, be confident. Like I'm looking at your personality, what kind of person you are. Do you look me in the eye when you talk to me? I can have a person come in and they could, as long as they're honest about what they know HVAC wise, no matter at what level, that's cool with me. Because when I ask those questions, it's not really a pass or fail. I'm reading your personality. Okay, because you have a good personality. I can teach you HVAC. I can't teach you to not be a shitbag. You know what I mean? So I'm looking at their personality. If they have any drive in them, that's what I'm going to look for. And if I see enough good things there, I'm willing to give that person a shot, no matter what level they are. Helper, installer, technician, sales guy, whatever it may be. Those things are what make me want to give a guy an opportunity. You know, I know there's some places out there they'll give anybody with a heartbeat. I'm not doing that. I don't plan on doing that. We want right fits at our company. We don't just want to, not everybody will work no matter what their technical ability is. So just some tips that I can give you starting out. But once you've gotten a job, you're at a company, you need to keep reassuring those same values, those same morals to your company, that you show up to work every day, you're on time, you work hard, you're learning, you're asking questions, you're trying to get better. You're asking the company, whatever training that they have. Do they have any company offered training? Is there anything extra that I can do? And then listen to this. Extra, I mean, you can go home and make yourself better on your own time. All right, guys, you can make big money in this trade. Sky's the limit. All right. So when you think about, I use this analogy, like my son, I'm fortunate that my son is a Division I prospect in baseball and football. But I also know that kid busts his ass. He'll go to football practice or baseball practice and do whatever they want. And then he'll come home and then he's still working in the off season. Like now, he's working out, doing things, working on his craft, trying to get better. Why should we not treat our jobs any different? All right. If you're going to consider this a career and not just a job, you're not one of those just, Monday to Friday people. Because if you are, hey, that's your prerogative. I'm not that way. Okay. I don't want to just survive. I want to thrive in life. Okay. I want to be able to get the things that I want, provide the things that I want to my family. I want to be able to meet my goals, etc., and keep excelling. I want to keep every Monday. Your goal should be to be better than you were the week prior, so I'm doing the things to try to make that happen. Let me step back because I don't want to keep getting ahead of myself, but yeah, when you go home. So my point is, when you go home, watch videos yourself. YouTube, So YouTube is a powerful resource. There's a lot of good YouTube channels out there that are very good at technical stuff, business-wise, sales things. Like there's a lot of good resources. Some, they're not. So you're going to have to... It's hard. To be honest, you should know when you see one like, hey, this looks kind of shaky, because there's no way to vet it. Anybody can post on YouTube. Christ, I'm up here. No, just kidding. But most of the technical training ones are good. The people that are just like a vlog style, showing what they work. Some of those are the ones you gotta watch out for what they do. I don't recommend doing what all of those guys do. So had a brain freeze there for a second. I love orange Fanta. Sorry, it's the only soda I drink. Yeah, but go home and try to make yourself better. And it sounds dumb, but talk in the mirror. If you have trouble communicating with a customer, talk to yourself in the mirror. Practice those things. And it seems dumb, but I cannot tell you how much it helped me and how I got to where, I was able to raise up through the ranks in companies because I could sell and had that communication. Granted, I was kind of bored with that gift to gab, but I understand that everybody has that, and that's fine. You don't necessarily have to have it, especially in the residential world, to be able to be one of those, thorough selling techs that can make those commissions and extra money and stuff like that. Just being thorough and just answering questions, knowing your craft is enough. People respect the hard work that you put in just enough as a guy who can sit there and chirp. You know what I mean? So yes, be putting that time in to make yourself better. Drank that soda too fast. We have the Service Hero app, which I highly recommend to you guys out there, especially if you're starting out. Victor Rancourt and the Service Hero Academy has a Service Hero app that has a whole bunch of videos that covers a whole bunch of different topics. It's one of the sponsors of the podcast. They read it, but all of our employees at Beltway have it. Every single one. And we go over some in our different meetings we have, and then guys have access to it on their own where they can watch it when they're home and do whatever. And it's good stuff, man. It helps with communication on what to say and how to present products to the customer. Different things to say to help you sound more professional, and also gives you technical advice, man, on how to put in some of those parts. So it can only make you better. I'll tell you that. I do think it's worth every penny, sponsor or no sponsor. I really, really think it's worth every penny. Speaking of that app, there's one of the guys that works for us, Rudy, and Rudy's not in his own van yet. He rides around with another technician only because he was out of the trade for a little bit, and he's kind of getting his feet out from under him. He'll be out on his own sooner or later, but the guy bust his balls to learn. He's always asking questions, trying to get better. That Service Hero thing, the Service Hero app, he has literally watched every single one. Because as our admin account, I can see what each individual person is doing, what they're not doing, when they did it, all that stuff. So all you managers, owners out there, just know that's an awesome feature. You can see what your technicians are doing. You can assign them like homework or however you want to do it, but you can see what they're doing. And 100%, he's watched every fucking video, every single one, some more than once. And then when I go, if I ride with him and let him, like I'm being his helper, I'm letting him ride, I'm just shadowing him. Let him run the calls, I'm shadowing him. He says exactly what they tell him to do on the videos to a T. Obviously, he's got to get a little bit more comfortable with it, but he's taking what he's learning and he's using it. And for me as his boss, that is fucking awesome. I love that. I fucking love this kid. That just shows his willingness and his drive to get better, that he wants to get in his own van, that he wants to, and he didn't even know that we could see. He really didn't. I thought he was being kind of gullible, but he didn't. He's like, "Oh, you guys can see that?" I'm like, "Yeah, man." I'm like, "It's fucking awesome, bro. Like that's what the fuck I'm talking about, man." Like, yeah. So obviously we're going to keep providing that guy with the resources on our end to be successful because he's showing me that he wants it. And that's what you guys need to do when you're out there. Show your boss or whoever that you want it. You want to learn. There's something you don't know, that just keep feeding you the fucking information. You want it and you want to learn. Because that's what we're going to do with him. We're going to keep feeding him and feeding him and feeding him as long as he wants it. And, we're fortunate to have some really good leaders, like technician wise, that they're still the same way. So when these guys come in and they see them doing it, the guys making the big bucks here, technicians and stuff like that, our senior techs, they're giving off that example because these guys want to do that. So that's what you need to do. Put your head down, find one of those senior techs, one of those guys that's doing it right, and mimic them, ask them questions like, "Hey man, like how'd you get to do this?" And do it. Put in that work to make yourself better. And that's really how you're going to thrive in this industry, man, because time doesn't mean anything. I mean, it does, but it doesn't. So I kind of have two ways that I feel about time. When you hear those guys, "I've been doing this for 30 years. Yeah, look at me." Most of the guys that say that have been doing it wrong for 30 years. Let's just be honest. They have. Because most of the guys that have been in the trade that long, that have been doing it right, one, they're not still in the field. Two, if they are, they don't have to say that. They have that presence, that aura around them, that they've been in the trade. They know their shit. They don't have to tell you, "I've been in the trade 30 years. They might tell stories and stuff like that, but they don't have to make comments like that. Their actions speak for them. They don't need to say it. But those are the guys, man, you need to give them their respect. You need to learn from them, because something about time, there is experiences that you can't, you have to, only that time can give you certain experiences. So that's one thing that I do agree with time, but just because you've been doing something longer than somebody else doesn't mean that you automatically know more. I started late. I was a fucking dipshit for a long time. Yeah, I've been in the trade over 20 years now, but if I would have put in as much effort the first half as I did the second half, who knows where I'd be right now? I might be further along. So you never know. but always have that drive and don't ever. This job can be whatever you make it, man. If you want it to be a career and you just want to be that live to week, paycheck to paycheck, then hey, you can do that. I never wanted that, and I don't want anybody that works for me to want that. I want them to be hungry, and I want to help them get whatever it is they want. You know, I love my guys, and I bought a house, man. I bought this big ass house, man. I finally got it. Fuck yeah. Hell yeah. I want to, you know, enjoy those wins with them, you know, those wins in life. They made an investment. They bought a brand new car. They got married, whatever. That's my job. If I help those guys reach their goals like that, then Beltway's going to be just fine. Because if they're happy, they're coming. And if they're making money, Beltway's making money. You know, so that's how all your boss should be. They should be bend over backwards doing anything that you guys need, helping you be successful. Because when you guys are successful, the company's successful. So I hope that you all find a place like that, because I know they exist. There's one in your area. If you haven't found it, keep looking. You know, it's one thing in this podcast, I've been lucky enough to talk to some business owners, whether it's been on the podcast or different events I've went to, just phone calls all over the country. And there are some awesome fucking owners out there in every single fucking state. I guarantee it. So more than one. I'll say that there's more than one. There's plenty, in every single state that are doing it right, taking care of their people. So, damn, man, you think I got stoned tonight or something, man? Fucking dry mouth. I don't smoke weed, so shh, be quiet. So yeah. So when you guys start out, you want to keep growing. You want to keep learning, getting better and better. So every year you should be, how I said, every Monday, you want to be better than the week prior. You should do that. You should set goals for yourself. You know, most people, when you get into the industry, there's certain things or certain aspects, for some reason, they're going to come easy to you. They're just going to click. But then some other things, you're going to have to work a little bit harder. For me, I don't know why wiring, you know, schematic, stuff like that. I don't know why it came easy to me. It just did. I was always good at wiring things and tracing wires and stuff. You know, duct work and shit like that was very hard. I had a hard time getting the hang of it and doing that. You know, so there's certain things that are going to click, and that's okay. That's normal. But just keep getting better. Like, don't ever get, what I see all the time is guys get to the point where they know enough to get by, enough to do their calls, enough to go from Monday to Friday and get that paycheck. Don't be that guy, because when you get to that point, when you think that you know more than you do, you're handicapping yourself. You're holding yourself back from growing. Because normally those people, they've stopped learning. They stop trying to learn because they think they know everything, and they don't. Guys, you can never, guys and girls, I'm sorry. When I say guys, I do mean guys and girls, just so you know. I'm lumping y'all in there. I didn't forget you ladies. You can never know everything in this trade. I hate to fucking break it to you, but you can never know everything in this trade. You've got to always have the mindset that you have to constantly be learning, getting better, sharpening your skills, learning new things. Always. All right. Just because you can go out and you can diagnose a furnace and change a capacitor and throw a fucking set of gauges on a unit does not make you a fucking technician. People, if you're going to do something, fucking be good at it. Why not be the best at it? You know what I mean? Like, be as good as you possibly can. Don't half-ass it. And I feel like there's too many guys in, well, I'm going to say guys, not girls, because most of the girls, they've had to fight their way in a man's industry just to get in. And most of the ones I know are fucking rock stars. So I'm not even going to say girls. I'm just going to make this out to men. That some of us out there, you get cocky when you shouldn't be cocky. You know, like you've learned just enough and you're okay with that. Like you joke about, you know, beer can cold. And I know we all joke about that, but some of you like really mean it. You know, like, yeah, we all joke like, yeah, my dad did that shit back in the day, but the trade's evolved. We've gotten better. We've learned that, hey, now you should pull a vacuum and you should pull below a vacuum below 500 microns. Then you should do a decay test and yada, yada, yada. Like, we've gotten better. So don't still do that. You know what I mean? So, always keep getting better, man. Like, I just don't think that most of us in the industry realize how important our job is. We control the comfort of the world, whether they're at work or whether they're at home. We control the comfort of the world. Think about that. Whether somebody goes to work and they're too hot or they're too cold, you're too hot, you're too cold, it affects your mood. If you're at work and you're sweating all day, you're pissed off because it's hot, you're fanning yourself. If it's too cold, you're pissed off, you got a jacket. God, it's fucking cold in here. If you're home like that, the place you're supposed to be relaxed, it changes your mood. Our fucking job is important. We can clean air. Some people have health issues. We can give them a system that's awesome, that's quiet, that's a conversation starter with their neighbors. Like, hey, Jim, man, that unit you got in, I can barely hear that damn thing running. Yeah, I know. Can you believe that? I told him I want to quiet them. I didn't know it was going to be this quiet. You know, or they tell their neighbor, man, you know, little Billy had that really bad asthma and we were always running them back and forth to the doctors. And when the guys came out, they said there's these things they can do to bring in fresh air and control the humidity levels. And then they can put this filter on, this MERV 16 or whatever filter, MERV 9 million, and they can use these UV lights to keep things clean and they can kill viruses and yada, yada, yada. I got my ducts cleaned and sanitized. They sealed it up so it's all airtight. We're not losing it. It's more efficient. Now little Billy, man, like when he's at home, we don't have those problems anymore. He never has to use his inhaler. Like little things like that, man. Like we think they're little because we do them every day, but the shit changes people's fucking lives. What we do is fucking important. And robots can't do what we do. Yes, some dipshit with a set of gauges can know a little bit and he can go out and change that capacitor. Okay. But to me, changing the capacitor doesn't make you a fucking technician. All right. And don't be a fucking part changer. Be able to say this is bad and this is why it's bad. This is why you need to replace it. Okay? That's how you want to thrive yourself. Set goals. You know, if there's licensing in your state, which when I found out that more states don't have licensing requirements than do, I was fucking mind fucked, but it is what it is. If you are in a state where they do require licenses, like in my state in Maryland, they do. It's, you know, apprentice license, which you pay $10 and you start your time. You get your card. You have to carry that for 4 years. Then you can take your journeyman's test, and I think you carry that for another couple of years, and then you can take your master's test, and you have to have a master's to own a business. So if you are in that, you know, hopefully a school or whatever, like go make sure you get your CFC license, you know, or EPA certification, whatever they call it in your area. It's the same thing. Want to take that. You need it. You know, I know some companies don't care. You want it just to have it. Any certification or piece of paper you can get to fucking put that feather in your hat, that notch on your belt, do it. It makes you more valuable. All right. You know, if you are in a state, go get your apprentice license, start your time. When it comes time to take your journeyman's license, mark that thing on the calendar. Like, all right, man, fucking, I got 2 more years. This date, I'm getting that fucking license, man. Go get it. And I know a lot. And I will say this, those licenses don't make you a great technician, but it is nice to have. You should go get it. Some of the best technicians I've ever known and worked with are guys that weren't licensed. So it doesn't make you a tech. I don't want to say that because it doesn't. But I do think that if you put in the time, get it. You deserve it. Give that to yourself. It's good to have. all those little things help. Those little supply house things you do, they give little certificates. Keep all that shit, man. Like, and like I said, all this stuff on top of what hopefully your company is providing for you. Most companies are going to be providing some kind of training, technical training, sales training, whatever it is. Set those goals for yourself that you want to keep getting better, like at the beginning of the year, and like set legitimate goals. And one thing I tell people when it comes to setting goals, like don't be that guy that's like, say you make $50,000 a year and you're like, I'm going to make fucking 950 next year, man. $900,000 more. I'm going to fucking do it. Yeah, because I set my goals big. Yeah, that's great. But it's got to be fucking reachable. Don't just set goals for the sake of fucking setting goals. It's got to be something that you can actually meet. I'm not saying you shouldn't set your goals high, but they have to be realistic. Okay? Something that's actually possible. Because if you set it at 900,000 and you make 75,000, okay, now you didn't meet your goal. When really you should be celebrating that win because you went from 50 to 20 to 75. That's good. Celebrate those little wins. Okay. Always celebrate those little wins. Give yourself that fucking pat on the back and keep moving on with your progress, man. Have a roadmap of what you want. Like what I said about earlier, have your end game. Once you've been in this trade for a couple of years and you get your feet under you and you're a good tech and you're well-rounded, but you're still learning, because remember we said you're always learning, you should have a roadmap. What is your end game in this industry? All right. Don't leave things to chance. Granted, some opportunities may approach themselves, but you still want to have the kind of mindset to be like, I want that management role. Or it's, hey, I want to own my own fucking company. And that's fine. Owning a company is not for everybody, but if that's something that you decide to do, then fucking more power to you. But have your end game. Not that you're just, you don't want to be that fucking 50, 60-year-old guy still climbing in attics, and if you are one of those guys, hey man, nothing against you. I hope that, one day you don't have to, that you can figure something out, that you've already put in your time, that you don't have to still be in the attics killing your fucking body. So that's what I mean. If you ask most of those guys that still are doing it, they're going to tell you they went wrong somewhere, or they didn't do something, or they wish they would have done this so that they weren't in that position right now. So I'm not knocking those people. They should, if you ask them, they'll probably tell you the same thing. Maybe you want to be a tech support guy or whatever it is. One of my old bosses that I learned from, when I first met him and sat in his office and he asked me that question, like, what do you want to be in this industry? Like, where do you plan on going? And I was like, I want to sit in your chair. And he kind of chuckled a little bit and he was like, really? And I was like, as a fucking heart attack. I was like, I want to do what I got to do to sit in your chair. And I fucking meant it. And I made sure that I did everything. I busted my fucking ass to learn, come home and watch fucking videos, read books. And let me tell you, I fucking hate reading. I am not a book reader. I'm not good at reading and retaining, but I would read fucking books. Even if it was like a chapter a night, a little bit here, a little bit there, I would read books. I've literally read that fucking Modern Refrigeration book front to back probably 4 or 5 times. Not anytime recently, and don't want to again, but I was putting in the work because I wanted to fucking excel. I wasn't trying to just get by. I knew where I wanted to go, which has helped me get to where I am. And granted, opportunity has to come with that as well. Sometimes that hard work is great, but you have to have certain opportunities presented to you. But to me, if you're putting in that work, as somebody that is not blind and it's a decent company and they see that work you're putting in, that you will be given an opportunity. I can't imagine that you won't. So guys, we have it on our wall in our training room. It's hungry, humble, hustle. Guys, always stay hungry. Always hustle your fucking ass off. All right. Time is one thing. We all got an expiration date. Okay. Every single one of us. So don't ever take it for granted and always stay humble. I don't care if you are the newest guy in your company or you're the fucking king ding-a-ling. Stay fucking humbled. Help other people. The great Jim Bergman made a comment one time that really fucking stuck to me. I'll never forget it. He said, you don't really know something until you have to teach somebody else. And it's true. This podcast, becoming a manager and having to actually teach what I know to other people has made me grow so much as a technician, as a person, because I had to be able to explain it to them the proper way. Like, yeah, I learned it and just knew what to do. But now I'm like, oh, well, you put the thing on the thing and the fuck, like, yeah, that's what you do. You put the thing on the thing and you read the gauges and it's fucking, this temperature minus this temperature. What the fuck, man? No, you have to present it to them the right way. And it has made me better to be able to teach those things. That's why I say, all of you, when you get to a point that you have knowledge to pass on, pass it on, help somebody else. For one, you're doing a good thing. For two, you're only going to make yourself better in the long run. It's just, and that's how we keep this trade growing, keep giving back to this industry. And, yeah, man, this is why I do this podcast, man. I'm very fucking passionate about this industry. Like, and I think I said it before a few weeks ago, so I don't want to say it again. But, when people ask, like, would you want your child doing this? And a lot of people are like, no, I don't want him to do this. And I get why they say that, because this is a ball busting industry, man. Like, you got to put in some work. It's not for, the weak, small minded, fucking lazy motherfuckers. It's not. But I am proud to do what I do. I'm proud of the company that I work for. I wear it as a badge of honor. Everybody that knows me knows what I do, and I'm proud of it. And like I said, we should take our job serious. We control the comfort of the fucking world. As far as my sons, my daughters too, do I want them to do this? I don't not want them to do this. I want them to do whatever makes them happy. I don't want them to do this just because I do it. But I want them to know, if God forbid they shoot their shot at whatever career they want and it fails, that they'll always have this. This can be their, backup plan. I'm okay with that. Obviously I'll teach this to them, but yeah, I want them to do whatever it is that they want to do. And if one of my sons says, hey, Dad, I want to do what you're doing, then fucking great. I'll teach him, and I'll be harder on him than any other person that I've ever trained, because I'll make sure he's the fucking best technician anybody's ever seen. And that's the mentality I'm going to want him to have, the same mentality he has with sports. So, and that's what I want all of you to have. I want you to be financially free, because there is legitimate, honest technicians that make $150,000, $200,000+ a year on the regular. Just so you guys know that out there, and it's not that, oh, it's a selling tech, it's fucking crooked. No, it's about being thorough. And we've already talked about that. Go back. So I don't want to keep repeating myself, but it's about being thorough. Providing options to the customer. The customer values their time. They don't want to keep taking off for dumb shit. So, quick story that I tell people. You go out to a customer's house in the summer. We've all had this. You walk up to the front door. They come out as you're walking up. Oh, the problem's outside, man. Okay, you go outside. You find the capacitor bad. You change it. You charge them $300. You leave. You're like, oh, that was quick. $300. Damn, I got that call done. On to the next one. All right. You put in your notes, change capacitor, everything's up and running. That people calls back a week later. Man, Gil was just out there. He was just out here. Now I got water on the floor. My unit's not working again. Well, you didn't put in your notes that you didn't go downstairs. Now the customer's pissed, even though you thought they were happy because you charged them the smallest amount you could and you got it up and running as quick as possible. But you didn't go inside and check and see if the filter's dirty, the coil's clogged, the drain's clogged. Now you're going back out. The customer's pissed, when I guarantee if you'd have been like, excuse me, sir, I know the problem's out here, but hey, I want to check this whole thing to make sure it's good for you. And I always like to start inside before I even touch the outdoor. So I'm going to go downstairs and check downstairs. Is that okay with you? You're always in control. You're the fucking professional. And then you went in and you marked up everything and say it ended up being $2,000 worth of stuff. Yeah. You gave him the options, $2,000, $1,000, $500. And he goes with, let's just say he goes with just the capacitor. You put in your notes, all the options you offered, blah, 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 found this, and this, customer decline, drain cleaning, ended up change capacitor, systems up and running, but still has issues that need to be attended to, however you word it. He calls back in. Guess what? You didn't do anything wrong. If my technicians do that, and if a customer calls back in, I'm like, well, hey, Mr. Smith, I saw that, my guy Gil was just out there and he said you had these other issues, but you declined to take care of them at that time. So I'm assuming that these are still issues, correct? Yeah, it's water on the floor. All right. Well, I'm sorry that you have that. I'm really sorry. I mean, that's why the technician offered it the first time. But what I can do is I can get you on the schedule today and I can get one of our guys to come out and get this stuff taken care of for you. Is that okay? Yeah, let's go ahead and do it. All you did was validate yourself. That's all that you did. Because if you go back after that customer, you changed the capacitor and went back out, now they're going to be pissed. They're not going to listen to a fucking word that you have to say. Normally, you got to send a different guy. You know what I mean? So I feel like a lot of us are mind fucked as far as the trades and what's right or wrong. We really, really are, man. We're mind fucked on what's really right and wrong. So, and that's the other thing, back in the learning process, when you get to a company, if you get to a company and they want things a certain way, like here we call it the Beltway. And guys become Beltway certified, and we make them do certain things to become Beltway certified. Once they do that, that's how they're open to different pay structures and bonuses and different perks because they've put in the work to do what we ask. Learn the systems that whatever the company has in place. All right. If they want you to wash your van once a week, they want you, whatever it is, whatever they have in their company handbook. And that's how they run their company, their systems, like fill your tickets out after every call, take pictures, put the stickers on the units, make sure that you're doing that. You're doing what you're asked. All right. Cause you can be a great technician and you can be an earner. And when you don't do those small things, like you're earning, like they'll look over it a little bit, but eventually it's not going to matter. You need to do what you're asked to do. It's really, really that simple. You have to do what you're asked to do. So in a nutshell, man, like the sky is the limit. Keep evolving as a tech. I hope I broke it down for you, the evolution of a tech. But it all boils down to never stop fucking learning. Never stop learning. Set goals for yourself. Weekly goals. Like I said, every Monday, your goal for that week should be better than you were the week before. Set revenue goals for yourself. Hopefully your service manager or your owner, whoever, should be giving you goals to reach. And having those goals doesn't mean you have to be dishonest. It's just a goal to know that you hold yourself accountable. Accountability is huge. You got to be accountable in this industry. You got to be a team player. You got to have morals and values that you fucking work hard and that you're humble and you're unselfish. Okay. I love it. Like I've worked at places and what we're creating here is the kind of brotherhood that you have, sisterhood, whatever you want to call it, but the familyness. And I mean, not that bullshit familyness culture, because everybody talks about culture and all this. And, I think some people don't really know what culture is. And culture is important, but obviously at the end of the day, making money is the most important thing. And I love what Miss Stacy Four said. She was on the podcast a while back. Awesome lady, her and her husband, Mike, actually in Hawaii right now. Awesome pictures, you guys. I'm glad you're enjoying yourself. You deserve it. But she made an awesome comment and she said, you can have a good culture, Gil, and we can have a good culture, but no two cultures are one and the same. Because the people are different. How you do things is different. So having a good culture is important. But no two can be the same. It's kind of, it's a big puzzle piece into a big picture though. But you want to have that. And you want to be that guy to help start that. Check on your other guys. Like, just call them. Like, hey man, how you making out today? You doing good? Like, oh, well, you need a hand? Like, I'm on my last call, man. If you want, I can come help you after this. Call and check on the other guys. Because you know what? Yeah, it sucks. Maybe you want to get off early and now you got to go help the other guy. Now you're going to work till 5, 6 o'clock. But guess what? If that was you out there stuck, you would feel fucking awesome if one of the other guys was like, hey man, you need a hand? I'll come out and help you. I want to work for a place like that. And that's what we're creating here at Beltway. That's what we have here, and it doesn't mean that you got to go after work and have beers and stuff but when you're here, they got each other's back. My technicians, they don't talk about each other. Okay. If a customer says like, oh, that last guy that was here, they'll shut that shit down real quick. Because we don't have that. We're a fucking family here, and you're not going to badmouth one of us in front of the other one. And that customer's right shit, nobody's going to call and badmouth my techs because I know these fucking guys. Obviously I'll do what I have to do on the customer service side, but I'm not going to let them badmouth my tech, especially when I know the shit's untrue. Okay. I've worked at too many places where that customer's always right shit. And, I've had to feel like an asshole for doing nothing wrong while they sit there and like, make me feel like chopped liver just to make the customer feel like they're right. I won't fucking do that. I will always have my guys' backs. Always. Whether that's the technicians, the fucking installers, the helpers, the office, Amanda, which is kind of like my right hand. She's the GM, runs the office kind of stuff. And then Ryan, the owner of the company. I mean, we're all like that. And it's something that we try to lead by example. Are we perfect? No, of course not. Nobody is. But that's what we're trying to create. And, if I was still a technician, I would want to work here. That's simple. And to me, that's doing something right. And I want all of you to have that too, man. And like I said earlier, if you don't have that and you're going to work miserable every day, you're either doing something wrong in your life, you're not working for the right company, or maybe you shouldn't be in this trade. I mean, it really is one of those three things is what it's going to boil down to. Because if you're leading a crazy life, unwanted stress on yourself, and adding all that stuff that you're taking that baggage to work, then yeah, you're probably not going to be happy going to work. You're carrying all that bullshit with you. It's going to keep going. But if you work for a company that doesn't appreciate their employees, and sadly, there's a lot of them out there. There is. So that's why when you find a good one, you fucking know it in a heartbeat. Obviously, don't be that guy that switches companies, the hopper every year. But sometimes you got to find the right company that fits you. And that's okay. Don't be miserable at a place because you're afraid, because you don't want to be that guy that leaves. Obviously just be very calculated in the moves that you make. Do your research, background, stuff like that. And if you do a good enough interview, like you'll know, you talk to the employees and stuff like that. Most of the people that we get, a lot of them are word of mouth, people that know people and stuff like that. We get some from schools and things like that, but a lot of times we know the people or we know of them and things like that. It's not just a random, out of nowhere kind of deal. So yeah. I want you guys to keep thriving and be successful, man. I want you guys in this industry to get whatever it is that you want out of it. And like I said, if you're one of those people that you are 9 to 5 and you don't want anything extra, you're happy with where you are, getting your maybe 50-cent raise every year. Maybe you get a little Christmas bonus and, you work Monday to Friday and that's all you want. Then, hey, more power to you. Like I said, it's not me, but if that's what you want, then there's not a fucking thing I can say about it. Touche. But if you're somebody like me and you're driven and you want more things and you want to keep going, don't fucking stop. Okay? Don't stop. So, yeah. I got a little timer here that lets me know when I get, so I don't ramble too much. So I try to keep the podcast all around an hour, but, let me sit back a little bit and relax. Yeah, man, I hope you guys take this and you learn. I hope it makes some of you better and maybe lights a fire under your ass for a little bit of drive, because I get it. We all get into that groove of complacency where we get to the point where it's just like you get in that slow groove in the flow and you just keep going and you blink an eye and a fucking year's passed. That's where accountability comes in, man. Hold yourself accountable, and that's where your goals come in. Write them down. Write them down somewhere. Put them somewhere where you can see them. Tell a friend. Find another employee at work. Maybe you have a friend, somebody you're close with, and do it together and hold each other accountable. Call each other. Like, hey, man, how'd you do today? Like, oh, dude, I've done great, man. I'm fucking, $35,000 today. Whatever it may be. Okay, timer. I realize I'm going over. Shut your fucking mouth. Or whatever it is, the goals that you set, hold each other accountable. When you got a true friend that's calling like, hey, man, did you read that book on fucking boilers? You get better on boilers. I told the service manager, Jim, man, to, give you some boiler calls when they come in. Yeah, man, I've been fucking doing it. I told him I want those calls next time they come in because I'm going to be able to knock them out. That's what you want, man. Strive. Keep getting better. Keep doing what the fuck you got to do. Don't ever get to a point where you think you know enough to get by, because you fucking don't. I promise you. Yeah. You're going to get put in a situation where you're going to get humbled real fast. Trust me, I was that guy. Most of the things I'm telling you guys not to do, I did. So don't think I'm preaching at you. I'm telling you from real life experiences. Most of the things that I'm telling you guys not to do, I fucking did them. When it comes to time, obviously back in the day when I was on fucking drugs and shit, I would always be late. Always. And I knew it was wrong. And yeah, it was hard, but I worked at it. When I got myself straight, I was like, you know what? I'm going to make sure I'm on time every fucking day. And it was hard. I wasn't a morning person, but I put in the work, and my boss saw that I was like, damn, Gil's at the office at fucking 7:30, 7 o'clock. Like, okay, damn, another day Gil's here, until eventually it started to become a pattern. Like, fuck, Gil's on time every day. That's what the fuck I'm talking about. I put in the fucking work. And that's what you guys always have to realize. Always put in the work. Nobody's ever going to give you some fucking golden ticket. If you want something, put in the work and you'll fucking get it. All right. This industry is no fucking different. You guys always know if I can help you in any way. I am not a guru. I do not fucking know everything. Don't claim to. But if I can ever help you guys in any way, please just reach out to me. All right. Whether it's through the social media stuff, you can email me, hvacuncensored@gmail.com, Facebook Messenger, the Facebook group, HVAC Uncensored Nation. If you're not already in it, go ahead and get into that. Subscribe to the YouTube channel, and also follow me on Instagram. Trying to do some more things on Instagram. As some of you may know, about the Facebook group got shut down. I had one of the biggest Facebook groups, HVAC Facebook groups there was. We were almost like 80,000 plus people. And Facebook shut it down. Fucking Nazis. But it is what it is. We started another group. We're building it back up. We're like 25, 30,000 people. So it's getting back up there. But I want to make sure I have you guys in other places, whether it's through email, Instagram, just to be able to keep in touch and still have that contact. Because you guys reach out to me, I'll always do my best to help you. I try to get back to you as fast as possible. I used to have the podcast phone. And when I moved, I can't fucking find it. So there's like an iPhone 8 wandering around somewhere that I don't know where it is. And I strictly use that for the podcast, where you guys could text me, and I would just keep that phone and check it every day, and I would respond to the text. So probably gonna have to go out and buy another phone. But I'm going to do that again. So we'll have the text hotline. I am going to start the live streams, so that we can do that, and you guys can answer me questions live. You guys can call in and talk to me. I love talking to you guys and figuring out what's going on, and helping answer questions, discuss topics. Like, I really do love doing that. And I love getting to meet people and hearing their stories. So, that will start. I probably won't start the live streams till after the first of the year, but I might pop up a random one here soon just to do. I do know the first one or first or second one is probably going to be on Facebook. But after that, I'm going to keep them on YouTube. I just like the platform better. Even though I have a lot more people on Facebook, whatever. Hopefully those Facebook people can migrate over and, watch me over there. Otherwise, I can take the YouTube video and then after it's finished, I can share that into the Facebook group or whatever. We'll figure it out. Yeah, man, I will go ahead and close this out, man. Remember, let me change this camera angle. I love you guys, man. I really do appreciate each and every one of you. For all of you out there that have supported me in this podcast since the beginning, I cannot put into words how much I appreciate you all. I really, really, really can't. I want to start trying to do some things, especially when I do some traveling, to try to do some meetups and meet people in different states. Because when I've been in different states and I've had people come up to me and be like, "Hey, Gil, man, I listen to the podcast." And normally I'm at HVAC events. I'm not like random places and people see me. That would be awesome, but I don't have that kind of effect. I ain't gonna lie. When I was in Kentucky, for that expo, and one of the guys in the bar came up to me, and sadly I forget his name, which I'm sorry, but he walked up to me and was like, "Hey, Gil, man, it's awesome to meet you. I listen to the podcast. I'm a big fan." Like, that's fucking awesome. And the reason it's awesome is because I'm no different than you guys. I do the same thing that you do. I just put a microphone in front of me. That's literally it. So when you guys come up and meet me, like, I really do love it. I enjoy it. And when I get, like I always say, when I get those emails of people, "Hey, man, your podcast helped me," or "You said this and now this happened," like, it means the fucking world to me. It really, really does. So I want you guys to know that. I know I always say it, I get all sentimental and fucking lovey-dovey, but I fucking love you guys, man. Fucking love me, man. But all right, it's been enough. I've been over talking. My buzzer went off fucking 10 minutes ago, and you guys won't fucking shut up. Can't get a word in edgewise. Yeah, when you guys listen to this, hope you guys have a great fucking week. Hope you guys are staying positive, motivated. You're out there fucking being the best fucking technician that you can be, that you're being safe. All right. Always make it home the same way you left. We all got somebody to make it home to. All right. Be safe out there. Okay. Do the little things. Set yourself apart from the next guy. Guys, I preach this from day one since I've been doing this podcast, and I live it. So when I tell you guys, this is what I live. This isn't just a saying that I say. I live by these fucking mottos. Do the little things. Do what the next guy's not doing. And if you guys start doing that, I guarantee things will change for you. All right. And if the other guy's doing the same thing, then fucking do it better than he is. All right. It seems something so small, but it can make such a big change in your life. Do the little things. Do what the next guy or the next company is not fucking doing. All right. Like I said, make sure to go follow us. You can search HVAC Uncensored on any social media platform. You will find me. I'm not on TikTok. I'm not on Twitter. I guess I feel like an old man. I haven't done that one yet. The podcast, you can search any of the podcast apps. We're on all of them. Except SoundCloud. For some reason it's messed up, but I'm not sure how to fix it. And to be honest, I'm not going to worry about it. We're on all the other ones. So you can find it on there. If you're in the Facebook group, it's pinned to the top every time it comes out. They're all pinned there for you to see. You can go right to it. The video podcast, some of them are older. I'm going to start getting them all out. I'm playing catch up, guys. Doing this solo by myself. It's all on me. Not to sit here and make excuses. I'm just trying to get down to a rhythm and into a flow to get all this going smoothly. But I'm going to get all those videos out. So it's hopefully going to be every week that we have the audio version is out, and then we have the video version. That way you guys can see my pretty face, this handsome beard that's not gray at the moment. So, and then I want to do the live streams too. The live interaction I enjoy, I miss, and I definitely want to get back to that. And then something I've been working on is going to be We used to have a HVACuncensored.com website, but that company was horrible and it wasn't even really a website. So I'm in the process now of getting a legit website that all the podcasts are going to be on there, the videos. We're going to have, like special offers to join that family so that we can always stay in contact. And, and we'll have a merch store and stuff that's going to be linked to that where you guys can get stuff. And it's probably just going to be like one of those, it's going to be a store that you guys can get stuff. Because I only do merch because a lot of people ask for it. I bought a bunch of stuff last time and sold the different shirts. I have some of the people watch the video, some demo pieces. This is a demo. Nah, I don't really like it. It's a comfortable hat, but I don't really like the way the blue on navy blue looks. But I only created that stuff because people asked for it. And obviously I'd be proud as fuck for somebody walking around wearing a HVAC Uncensored shirt, hoodie, hat, whatever. But I don't want to be a clothing brand. I got enough shit to do. So I don't want to have to be shipping the shit out and all that kind of stuff. I have no intentions on do that. I know I can probably make more money that way. Guys, once again, I don't do this for the fucking money. So I'm just going to have one of those stores that I'm working it out where I'm going to all the products that are on there. I'm literally going to buy one of them myself, have them shipped to my house. I'm going to test them. The quality is going to meet my standards that I think this is good, put a fair price on it and let you guys buy it. And some of the stuff I buy, I might give some of that stuff away. But yeah, and then that way you guys can get directly what you want. I will say when I did have the merch, the shit sold like hotcakes. Like I bought like several $1,000s worth of fucking merch and it sold like that. I gave away a lot of shit too. So all my friends and family or neighbors are rocking uncensored gear. But I sold a lot of it and guys bought it fast. To all them people who bought it, I appreciate you guys. And I appreciate you guys wear that, that you support me like that and wear my merch. I really do appreciate that. But all right, I'm talking again. I love you guys, man. Have a great week. I'm sorry that this podcast was late. I'm not going to miss any. I'll make sure that they get out there. And yeah, I love you guys, man. I really do appreciate you. Be proud of yourself. Be happy with what you do. Like I said, our fucking job is important. You're fucking important. And really to close this out, I know I said I was going to stop, but I want to make sure that I say this. Anybody out there that is battling addiction, alcoholism, mental health, I want you to know that you're not alone. Okay. You're not alone. I have beat addiction myself. I battle with mental health and there's nothing wrong with you. Okay. It's normal. It happens to normal people. You're okay. You are not alone and please get the help that you need. Talk to somebody. There is always a way out. I promise you. If I can help you in any way, please reach out to me. I will help you in any way. There's a whole bunch of different people in this industry. Mr. Brian Burton from the Waste No Day podcast, Miss Sarah Four from out there at Triple Play. In Oklahoma, all of them have their own experiences, whether it's a family member or them themselves, where they are willing to talk. We're actually all going to get together and do a podcast here soon about that. But yes, please reach out to somebody. All right. I know that battles through our industry and in our trade. I want you to know that you're not alone and that you can get out of whatever hole you're in. I promise you. I never thought that I would be where I am. If you asked me this 15 plus years ago, 20 years ago, 15 years ago, I never thought that I would be here. I never did. All right. I'm working on some sponsorships and really I'm doing this just to offer. I know there's an app called Quilt that you can download where it's literally just having somebody to talk to be able to get things off your chest. There's another one that I think it's called BetterHelp and it is being able to see different psychologists and therapists online. There's no waiting rooms, no nothing. And you do it the privacy of your own home and nobody's going to know if that's what you want. Okay. So I want you to know that there's help out there. If you have to call the suicide hotline, hopefully it's not that bad, but if it is, then hey, that's fine. Call the suicide hotline, talk to somebody. All right. You're more important here on this earth than you are away. All right. Remember to keep fighting. I love you guys. I'm always here for you. Somebody's always here for you. We're always here for you. HVAC on Nation has been a big fucking family. We're here for each other to help each other. And please always remember that. All right. I really do love you fucking guys, man. I appreciate you. Hope you guys have a great fucking week. And I will talk with you mofos next week. All right, man. Peace, love. See ya.
Thanks for listening to the HVAC Uncensored Podcast. Don't forget to check us out on Facebook and Instagram, or email us anytime at hvacuncensored@gmail.com. Now, get back to work. Shut this down. The views and opinions shared on the HVAC Uncensored Podcast may not necessarily be the views and opinions of our sponsors or guests.